An underdeveloped country in the 1960s, Singapore has skyrocketed into a bustling metropolis in a short span of 50 years. While these developments have generally been seen as a positive change, modernization of the country also entails the loss of many well-loved heritage sites. One such driver of this loss is the Bloc scheme. Bloc is where two or more property units are sold to a single common purchaser. While small-scale sales might also occur, the more iconic ones are when the entire building is collectively bought. Once a development is older than 10 years, and after 80 or more % of residents agree to the sale, the remaining units would also be sold, regardless of their stand on the sale. This has caused Bloc to be somewhat disliked or even dreaded. While this usually results in a very profitable deal, Bloc remains a polarizing issue, with some residents feeling an attachment to these sites and the heritage they encompass. Among the many buildings that have fallen victim, more notable ones include the Queenstown Cinema, Pearl Bank, Rocher Centre, and Dakota Crescent. In 2018, a whopping 35 residential deals were made, valuing over $10 billion, the highest in over a decade.
Sentosa will soon tear down its Merlion statue to make way for new attractions. It's part of a master plan to transform the island and neighbouring Pulau Brani into a top tourist destination. The government is also thinking of ways to enhance the rest of the southern islands. Lin Yap tells us more.
The Sentosa Merlion is an icon that draws about 350,000 visitors a year. But on 21st October, the 37-meter tall attraction will close its doors for good after almost 25 years. Speaking at the launch of the Sentosa Brani Master Plan, Senior Minister of State for Trade and Industry Chee Hong Tat said the decision to demolish the Merlion was not an easy one.
It's really about how we can redevelop the whole island and bring about greater benefits to businesses, to visitors.
More recently, in late September 2019, the 37-meter tall Sentosa Merlion was announced to be torn down a mere month later, to make way for a $90 million Sensoryscape walkway, part of a master plan to transform Sentosa and Pulau Brani to a top tourist destination.
September 2019. Mr. Lee Hsien Loong, Prime Minister of Singapore. Dear Mr. Lee, I implore you to reconsider the need to demolish our beloved Merlion on Sentosa Island. Sentosa Merlion has grown to become an important cultural icon in the past 24 years. It is a place where many fond memories have been created for both Singaporeans and visitors. Sentosa was once called Pulau Belakang Mati. One netizen commented that the Sentosa Merlion was built to suppress the spirits that once lived there. Perhaps the Merlion over the last 2 decades have managed to do that and more, protecting our economy as it stood high up on the ground overlooking our central business district. I understand that Singapore needs to constantly reinvent itself to stay competitive and stay ahead. That has been our formula to our success for the past 5 decades. But there comes a time when we need to dig deeper to try to find a balance between the old and the new. It's not an easy task for sure. Demolishing the Merlion is the easy way out. We need to learn to cherish our landmarks, as over time it will become part of our Singapore story. I am a tourist guide, and each time I take my group of tourists to Sentosa, the Merlion is an important stop for photo taking, and they love it. Whenever we visit the Merlion Park in the city, we always tell our foreign friends that we are looking at Mama Merlion and her little one. Sentosa Island is where they will find Papa Merlion, which stands 37 meters tall, overlooking and protecting the city. This is how we promote Sentosa to the tourist. Although the Sentosa Merlion is relatively young, it is still an important part of our new heritage. Just like our very first Merlion, built in 1971 at the mouth of the Singapore River. In the last few decades, we have mourned the loss of many iconic Singaporean buildings. Please, let us not rush again. In the name of so-called progress, to demolish things that we no longer see as having commercial value. As we grow and mature as a nation, let us take a moment to reflect beyond the glitz and the glam. Instead, we should be also focusing on the heart and the soul of the nation, because it is these fabrics which bind Singaporeans together with our shared memories. Yours sincerely, Stanley Ngong.